All right, I'm gonna get started pretty soon. Nobody's in yet, that's fine. If somebody comes in, let me know if you can hear. We're gonna just get started. We are making little finger bowls from some firewood. All right, is anybody in yet? Can we hear? Do we have audio? Can we hear? Do we have audio? Yep, we have audio. Good. Thanks for stopping in. We're going to make some little change bowls, finger bowls, sauce bowls. I don't know what people would call this. Oh shoot, where's my... We'll improvise. I don't know where my chisel is, but we will use the turning chisel. Pop that off. How's everybody doing today? Oliver is in. Do I have any already made? Not in this round, not in here with me. I have made some in the past, but not for this this particular project or this run. It's just basically a little bowl. So no spindle turning, no tops. We're going to use all bowl gouge. Should be fairly quick. Jerry Robitaille, thanks for coming in. This is all just firewood right off the firewood pile. I'm gonna make every one of them kind of the same, kind of a little different. We'll see. Hey Pat, yep, doing a little bowl. I don't think I've done bowls on a live stream, so this is a new one. They're just little bowls. Second best to use, firewood. Yep, free wood. I'm actually not sure what this wood is. It's very white and it doesn't have any smell to it. So I'm really kind of stumped. Found on ground, found pile, FIP, maybe. Yeah, This is a nice little shape. I like that. Who else is in? Johnny's in. Johnny's in, Pat's in, Mike Stanifer, Eddie, Jerry, and Oliver. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Anybody? Thanks for stopping in. I wasn't gonna do color. I was gonna be like, we're gonna do bowls, we're gonna do wax, but I'll tell you there's not much going on here. I wonder if this is a maple or something. Box elder. Might be box elder. I don't think it's oak. Who's that? Satanroid fruit? Hey, that's a sketchy name, brother. We love Jesus here. As for me and my house, we serve the Lord. Hopefully that means something else than what it looks like on your name, but that's all right. You're allowed to be here. I don't think it's oak. It's very soft, like a maple or a box elder, something like that. And that's what grows around here too. So I don't think it's an oak. I gotta cut that. The inside's pretty good. Got a little bit of. Need to do one cut on the outside. Yeah, one cut with a really good tool works wonders. All right, let's get some wax on it. I think it's maple, and box elder is white. I don't think it's a birch or anything like that, and it's just so soft. Who's that? Jamie Obispo. Thanks for coming in. We're going to be moving really fast tonight. Get as many of these done. They're not going to be perfect. This is going to be, my daughter wants to do some shows. I don't know about shows, whatever you guys do when you take your stuff like to a maker's fair or something. And creative types. And she asked for a bunch of tops, which I already have, and a bunch of these little bowls. So that's what we're doing. right, and I'm guessing they'd sell for about $5. I don't know. Never been to one of these. And then what I'll do is turn them around one at a time and take the bottoms off. So I'm not going to do that right now, but it looks pretty good. It's got a nice grain to it. It yellowed up a little bit with the wax. We're just putting beeswax on them. All right, one down. So all I did, I cut the firewood into pieces and cut the point off. That's it. I should have had the tenons already turned, then I'd just be more efficient. That's going to take time going back and forth, but we'll do our best. Jamie is Jaime, okay? Jaime, I think, from Venezuela. Thanks for coming in. Take that little end off. Don't need it. Put our chuck back on. I wonder if this would sit in the chuck. Like if I could just chuck the, I've seen people do it, but I think it's made for it. I don't know if mine would do that. I don't want to ruin their part. All right, just like that. We'll start another one. Always check to make sure it turns. Henry Davis is in. Turn you back this way. Thanks for stopping in, Henry. This is so soft it could be pine, but I know it's not pine. But man, it's soft. Look at those shavings from a what do they call it when you shoot? What is that called? I forget. Those are good shavings. Shear scrape. It's a shear scrape. Pretty good shavings for a shear scrape. Got a little bit of a flat and some natural wood there, so I really don't want any surfaces. A little bit more. So the way I was taught to shear scrape is you get your tool as high, as vertical as you can, and as close to the edge that's not cutting. So it's just slicing off that last bit, and you get this hair-like looking shavings and you almost don't have to sand that. It's so nice. Saves a lot of work. Alright, let's carve a little bit more out of the inside. Just a touch. So I like to use mostly dry wood. We'll check the moisture on the next piece. And I like to leave a little bit more on the bottom to make them more stable. Nothing worse than it tipping over unexpected like a Stanley Cup. I hate that design. Nobody likes that. No sharp edges, round it over. Who's in? Saulo, thanks for stopping in. We're making some little bowls. Trying to be as efficient as I can because I don't want to charge a lot of money for these. And I don't do these shows, so I don't know what they would normally go for. Whoa. But we want to be cheaper than everyone else, so we sell out. That would be awesome. So the less time I can spend on each one, the more money we make. This is all firewood that I've had for several years, so I'm putting the material cost at zero and the labor at cheap. Oh, Pat, what did you do to your left arm? That's not good. Just a kind of a shallow bowl. We'll cut the bottoms off later. All right. I've made this one already and got some goop on it, so we can't put it there, but kind of the same idea, heavy bottom, shallow bowl. something you put beside your bed to put your change in, or your earbuds, or whatever, your watch. All right, next piece. So that's what, 2 pieces in half an hour, 15 minutes. I would like to get that down below 10 minutes, but I don't know. I don't do a lot of these, so it may not happen. Especially if I'm changing the chuck. If I wasn't making a video, I would do all of the tenons, where I cut enough pieces to do 6. I would do 6 tenons, put the chuck on, and then cut 6 bowls. But do a couple. Send some pictures to my daughter. She's the one that's asked for these, and see if it's what she had in mind before I make too many. All right, face shield on. Turned in about 1400 RPM. Thanks, Mike. A little overboard, but the quality is still quite good for a cover living room piece. Oh, thank you, Saulo. Caught between 2 angry dogs. No way. That's one of my biggest fears. Were they your dogs or someone else's dogs? I have a neighbor. Well, everyone living around us has dogs. I love dogs, but I will never have one as a pet. But one neighbor has pit bulls, and they stand at their fence and bark at me no matter what. If I'm mowing, standing on my pool deck, those dogs will bark. And I'm like, it's just a thin chicken wire fence, and if they jump through that fence or over the fence or through it, I'm a goner. So I'm thinking, should I carry my handgun while I'm mowing just in case? That doesn't seem like something I should have to do. But there's no way I could defend myself against an angry dog coming after me. One of them was yours, or both of them were yours? If both of them are yours, that's kind of self-inflicted problem, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Put a hatchet? Yeah, I could do that. My fish bunker, that's what I'll do. I'll carry my fish bunker, make a mowing safety. I mean, I'd never want to kill it or anything, but man, you gotta protect it, or your kids, or somebody's out. Those dogs, they just bark. And it's not a fun little playful bark. Yeah, you can't take the wild out of the animal. I mean, that's why they make such good guard dogs. I don't know why I do that. I spend so much time to get that surface and it's going to get cut away. But it's satisfying. Very satisfying. All right, let's get the profile cut. We were going to check the moisture on this. I forgot. Let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. Well, that's not going to tell us the moisture. Why is that? Oh, gone it. All right, we'll have to do that later. I don't have batteries down here. Is that Todd? Todd is in. Hi, Todd. I'm just making some little bowls. I've got a couple made. We'll do the bottoms later. I'll set them over here. I am pretty good, Todd. It's a beautiful day today. Got a lot of work done in the yard. Cleaned my garage. OG, yeah, I don't know why it's called OG. I don't really love that, but because you look at it and you're like, oh gee, that's not straight. Maybe. So normally when I'm doing a bowl, like a large bowl, I will leave the center and work in, and then it'll come back out in the center, and that gives it some stability. But these small bowls, they're the wall thickness to strength, like it doesn't really matter. And then also I will start out with my tool completely open, and then as I get closer to the center, turn it to closed, like 90 degrees. Because if you go to the center, you'll catch with it open. Which isn't horrible, you can recover from it. And I do like pull cut and a shear scrape. Okay, so this is what I will say. A pull cut, I'm coming out straight like that. A shear scrape, I'm going to turn it. Pull cut, I can see the whole open flame open. I can see the open tool pulling at me. A shear scrape, you're only going to see, like, I'm going to put it up against to where the part that's not cutting is right up against. So as it's turning, it's just slicing off that back. This is a shear scrape. I don't know if I can do it on the shed. Pull cut would be like this. Shear scrape. Pull cut. Oh, it was off. Pull cut like this. Shear scrape as high as you can get it. Oh, that's a nice surface right there. All right. Another thing I like to do, if somebody's going to use this as like a jewelry bowl with, say, earrings or something, I don't like to put a hard edge. I like it smooth, so you can just like scoop it out, slide it out, that type of thing. I have a sharp carbide. I do not. I do not. That's why it looks, did you see how bad it looks in there? That's the best I can do with that carbide. Let's see if I can do it with the bowl gouge better, because that carbide is not sharp. Actually, I'll use my sharpened one. See what that looks like. Yeah, that looks much better. A little bit right here, a little bit in the center, but that'll be much easier to sand. Another reason I know this is maple is the way that it sands, the way it looks with the wax on it. It's very difficult to get these very clean off the tools, and it takes so much sanding. It's almost like pine. Not quite as bad as pine, but pretty close. How thin, Pat? We can try that. Sure. On the last one. Well, I have 3 more blanks, so we'll see. I do like doing thin. This would not be the wood to do thin. It's hard enough to get a good surface. Like, I have to push pretty hard. The other thing is I'm using 240 grit sandpaper because I ran out of 150, and rather than dig through my sandpaper, I'm just going to 240. All right. Put some wax on it. Wax on, wax off. Maple does love sharp tools, yes. It does. This, I'm thinking this is a box elder. Something it's not. I've done both, and it's so white and so soft. It seems like box elder. It doesn't smell like anything. And it doesn't have any red in it. Box elder usually has red in it too, sometimes I guess. All right. Always put the lid back on your wax. Oh, shake it off after you drop it. Maddie's here. Hey, Maddie. Glad you could stop in. We're making some little bowls. Little bowls to put by your bed. You can put your Apple Watch in, or your earbuds, your watch, whatever, the earrings, your retainer. What else do 11-year-old girls keep by their bed? Picture of their boyfriend. Maddie, you don't have a boyfriend? Why you don't have a boyfriend? No, it's okay. You're too young to have a boyfriend. Boys are kind of jerks at this age. And then the problem is they go to high school and they get to be pretty cool, and then the girls are jerks and psychotic. At some point, during or after college. They both kind of calmed down. There you go. So I've got 3 bowls out of 1 piece of firewood. So we saved a lot. Like we didn't use up. Sometimes when you cut down 1 piece of firewood, you have a lot of waste. We used quite a bit of that piece. Not much going to waste. Different shapes. This is by far the smoothest one. But it has that, like the end grain look dirty. Yeah, it's definitely maple. Because some of that grain is pretty cool though. All right, set those aside. And we'll cut the bottoms off later, the tenon. I don't like to leave anything that looks like it's been on a lathe. Oh, all right, this is harder stuff. So this is gonna take a little bit more time. Piercings, keys, maybe those small pens that are annoying to find, padlocks, earbuds, maybe even a phone charger. You can just chuck things in them. Yep, the more bowls you have, the more things you chuck in them. I agree. I have like 3 in the drawers in my nightstand. So I'm gonna put this in here. So how I do this, I'm gonna take the chuck off first. I use my spur chuck on the large side, the open side of the bowl. And I'm just eyeballing the center because it really doesn't matter. Hammer that home. Put it in, then I kind of eyeball the center. Oop. Forgot about the camera. Sorry about that. Then I eyeball the center for the live center. I want the open part of the bowl to be as straight, so I use the right amount of wood. I want to save as much as I can. Get that tip to bite in there, and then we'll build our tenon first. Make sure it turns. Put my face shield on. And this, I think, is that pear that I've been using. It's very hard wood. Your room is an igloo. Oh my goodness, Maddie. What temperature is it? Here we hit 73. 73 today. It was a beautiful day. I actually put my feet in the pool. It was, the pool water was at 63.5. Not good enough to swim, but beautiful day. Alright, and I do put a straight cut. I don't do a dovetail on my tenons. dovetail will eventually come out of the chuck. So let's get this cut off. So I've got this running through it all the way down there. Not sure what that's going to do to us. We'll see. It's like a bark inclusion down the middle of the part. David Shaw and Ms. Diantu, thanks for stopping in. Love to have you. And thanks for commenting. 38 likes. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. I always like it when people like wood turning, woodworking in general. Kind of not something that people like to watch anymore, or do, going out of style. So we like to keep it relevant. All right. So also, one thing you got to do is know where you're going to be cutting. So all of this stuff is on the outside. I got to cut it all down to about here. All that has to come off. So I'm not going to go into the middle and pull out. I'm just going to start on the edges and work my way in. Well, Maddie, maybe you're fighting a cold. 62 isn't terribly warm though. That's a little chilly. So I do want to say, there's Macario. Hey, Macario. Everybody in the church. We have church tonight. I think he meant chat. That's all right. We can call it church. I am standing to this side of the tool rest. So if anything were to happen and this flipped off, it would miss me. It might hit the phone if it comes straight up here, but I'm on this side of the tool rest. So just in case. Oh, Macario, that's all right. No worries. Autocorrect is a funny thing. Alright, what are we looking at here? Start cutting those corners off. This wood is so hard. I might have to take a second to sharpen. We'll do a little bit more, then I'm gonna have to go sharpen. A little bit of a flat there we'll take care of. I forgot I had another bowl gouge, half-inch bowl gouge that I was using for good cuts. So I'm going to use that and then go sharpen them both. Got a crack right there. Little smiley face. Not sure how I'm going to do that. That might just end up staying. Probably need to go past that. That'll give us a bowl about as high as my thumb. It's kind of shallow. I might leave that in. This is a shear scrape. that's pretty smooth. Got that. Shoot. Maybe I'll put a little foot on it. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. It's got a little crack in it, and it split out a little bit. We'll put a little foot in there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't want to get any closer to the jaws. We might be able to fix that up when we take the foot off too. Some cracks in it. Looks like a wind shake or something, maybe. And look at that. Those shear scrape filings. Love that. Alright, let's move around. CA fillet. Maybe. I'm trying to stay away from too much processing. If they don't make it, they're just not going to make it. I think what I'm going to do is cut this out, but stay shy of the bottom and then just flatten it off right at that split. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Do have some structure questions. If it splits, it's going to come apart. But I think we're good. But I might put some CA in there. Some thin. Let it soak into that crack. You gotta spackle that crack. Crack spackle. Just in case. It's soaking down in. I'm going to try to seal it up out here so it stops draining through. Okay, we'll scrape that back down. Looks like we got it all the way through. From there, let's get the other side. I think we'll be okay now. Make sure that's all cured. We're using our Satellite City CA glue at caglue.com. Church chat, same difference. Gathering people, one more serious than the other. One of them's more accepting than the other. No, did I say that out loud? Don't pay attention to me. I'm just kidding. Yes, and sometimes we even talk about church stuff. It is Mother's Day tomorrow. Hopefully, if you have a mother still around, you've done something special. I have not yet. That looks pretty good. Got a little bit of glue here. A bit of glue stain here we'll take off. A little bit of white in there, but we might be stuck with that. Dang, look at that. Those shear scrapings. It's like cat hair. That feels pretty good. Alright, let's dig her out. Who's in? Ben Hendrickson. Thanks for stopping in. Love to have you. Tony R. Thanks for stopping in. Making little bowls. We've made 3 so far. Just some little bowls. Using firewood, just some junky firewood that I had outside. No living trees were harmed in the making of these bowls. Yeah, little trinket bowls. I kind of like this. Like a real thick. Maybe I'll cut it out a little bit more, but I kind of like that. The thickness. Plus, I don't know how much I'm going to have to cut off the bottom of this one. This wood is a lot denser. You can see it. I'll zoom in. Watch the tool rest as I cut. I don't know if you could see it. There's like fog coming off the wood, fogging up, because there's a little bit of moisture, so the denser wood will hold on to the moisture a lot more. I like that shallow. I think I'm going to leave that one like that. Plus, I don't want to cut this completely away, that bark inclusion. And I like this out here. So, I like this one. I like them thick. Wow, this one's a lot easier to sand. It's a different type of wood, a little bit harder. Gets shinier. Round off that corner. Don't want any sharp corners on here. So nice. Get my abrasive paste. Look at that color. So as soon as we stop seeing the paste on the paper towel, we know that it's done. And all that is beeswax, mineral oil, and some diatomaceous earth. Gives it about probably a 2,500 grit. It's got a little bit there. Probably 2,500 grit finish. Alright, that is beautiful. Little bit of chatoyance there. That's really nice. That came out good. I like that wood. I love working with this. I'm pretty sure it's pear. As long as I get the bark off of it, it'll last longer. The ones that have the bark on them have a lot of bugs. So we'll take that foot off later. We'll do them all at the same time. But that came out pretty good, and they're not huge. I would say 3 inches in diameter and maybe 1.5 inches high. But who wouldn't want that beside their bed? That's really nice. Got some tool marks in it, but that's alright. That's handmade. And then this, when we turn it over, I'll put, usually I put this guy in the chuck, and I put some rubber on there, some soft rubber, put it in, and put my spiky live center in the end. Whoop, 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 whoop. And then I can cut down and get it exactly how I want it on the bottom. So we will do that at a later time. Alright, let's do one more. Pat wants a thin wall. Pat wants a thin wall. So let's see what we can do. Oh, this one's going to be tricky. So I don't have a flat edge. Let me go cut. I need to cut a flat edge on here for my live center. I used a Forstner bit in the drill press. Did it a little bit quicker. Let's get the chuck off. And we're gonna try a thin wall little bowl. Thin wall little bowl. It was my witness protection name in junior high. Thin wall little bowl. Oh, did I just say that out loud? Shoot. Now they're gonna have to change it. Don't listen to Pat, it doesn't end well. That's funny. I'm gonna just jam that in there. Where it ends up, that's our bowl. Oh, I did it backwards. Doggone it. I do that every once in a while. I need my spur in the open end so I can turn the tenon first. That is hard wood. Hard. So, use the hole we already made. Right there. Capture that in there. Alright. Celine Bailey? Are we related? My last name is Bailey. That's a very pretty name. Very interesting name. Sorry. Didn't mean to say pretty. It might be pretty. Depends. Celine. This reminds me of my dad. He does it in his workplace. Oh no. I try to shout everybody out. So is it Celine or Selena? It looks like Celine. Nice. Alright. Let's try to make a tenon on there. As soon as I cut that corner, we can move the tool rest closer. Jose Cruz Garcia, thanks for stopping in. We're making little bowls, like this one, little like to put on your bedside, just shallow bowls for jewelry, a watch. You could put it by the front door for some pocket change, whatever. Make it to the stream because a recent event that happened at his workplace. What happened, Celine? Is everything okay? I hope. cut off. Just like that. Put our chuck back on. How much would it cost to get a lathe like mine? So this is a WEN lathe, W-E-N, and this particular one, it doesn't have electronic speed control. It's there's a belt with a 5-position shiv on the motor drive and the spindle drive. So to change the speed, you'd move a belt around. It is a 12-inch maximum, so it's 6 inches from the center line to the bed. So the biggest you can do is 12 inches, probably a little less because exactly 12 inches would be difficult, but and this one is around $300. It is a WEN LA3424 3424 and about $300, which isn't too bad. I love it. I have actually done 0 maintenance on this and it's lasted 5 years. What is gonna cost you is the tools and the sharpening system. You gotta have some way to sharpen your tools, and the tools themselves will be pricey. I would recommend getting a kind of a cheap set from Amazon of tools to start out with, so that you know which tool you need to buy later on. And then sharpening, I just have a bench grinder and I've made some sharpening jigs that I use. So I would say for under $1,000 you can have the whole setup, and that's like bandsaw, lathe, tools, all that stuff. You're not going to work full time. This is a part-time lathe. Like right now the motor's getting pretty warm and we've been going for about an hour and a half. So for a hobby lathe, I would say $500 to $750 you could get started. Pretty easy. Finding wood usually isn't a problem. I don't have any trouble. A lot of times people will be like, "Hey, I cut down a tree. Do you want any wood?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." Yeah, so wood isn't usually cost anything. Time, cleanliness. My shop is in my basement, so it's quite messy in the house. That's another consideration. Yeah, definitely. Pat from the small woodlot has gotten a lot of tools at ridiculous prices. But you got to be willing to maintenance them. Sometimes that's not that easy. Very rewarding though. Alright, there's a advertisement for wearing your face shield. Something flew off of here. It must have been from here. Maybe that little piece. No, that was cut. Something flew off and hit me right in the face shield. But I'm wearing I have the chin and the crown, both sides. I don't see where it hit. I like to have both the top and the bottom protected. Definitely don't do wood turning without a full face shield. Alright, are we round yet? Got a little bit of a flat here. There, so that we're just going to round that off and finish up the outside. Protect what you want to keep. Yep. Mike Stanifer still here? Mike, is the other Mike started his live yet? I don't want to overlap. Who's in? Pilado Creations, thanks for stopping in. Other mic to me. I think it's oh, I forget what it's. Wooden Things and Stuff, or what his channel. Mike from Canada. He's already done. What? It's only 10:30. Did he change his times? I forgot you were in there too, Todd, when you do it. No wonder I've missed him for like a month now. It's like cotton candy. Becoming an AA channel, well, that's probably important. That's very important to him. It's important to a lot of people, so that's good. That's good. We need more people to need that. Not need it, but you know what I'm saying. Alright, I think I'm not going to do a thin wall because of that inclusion right there. We'll do that on a future one. We're going to be making a lot of these, so we won't do a thin wall tonight. Pilado. I think I'm subscribed to Pilado. Let me see. Oh, I am now. I thought I was subscribed too. Oh, actually, this is a different channel. I might be on Bailey Woodworks. The channel. I have a computer beside my that I actually watch the chat on. So anyway, that'll be another. I'll check this channel after I'm done with the live stream. All right, let's do some sanding. I'm getting tired. MWT&S. wooden things and stuff. Yeah, sorry. I do recommend checking it out. Is it Mike? Mike at Wooden Things? What is it? Put a link, Todd, if you could, because some people might need that, and it's definitely a good community for people who need that. And it's entertaining. He might get back into projects. We'll see. Yeah, I really want to see his. I want to see him make his stool. I don't know if he finished it yet. He's making a shop stool. I don't know if he ever finished it, but I never saw it. Alright, put some wax on this one. It's going to be tough with that to get wax. It's going to cut the paper apart, but I think we can do it. Cherry, no, I think this is pear. I know it's fruit, so cherry's a good guess, but I think this is pear. It's very hard. I have a lot of cherry on my wood pile, so I know it's not cherry, but I do love the grain in this. I know it's a fruit wood, just from the color and the grain and the smell. I love wood turning fruit woods. All right, let's polish this up. Plum, ooh, that'd be nice. I really like apple. My favorite is olive wood, but I don't get much of that. I used to buy wood, but I do this mostly for YouTube, trying to get monetized, or I am monetized, but trying to make more money and make videos. And I didn't notice any more views when I bought better, like exotic woods, than just using some backyard firewood. So I don't do that anymore. Wood right now costs a fortune for the exotic stuff, just to import it. I haven't bought it for several years, so now I really don't know. But we have so many nice woods here in the Northeast U.S. that you really shouldn't have to buy any wood. Look at that. That is so nice and so smooth. This wood, it's very hard, but man, it polishes up so nice. Look at that. No finish on it, just wax. No, we won't put any spray on it. Got a little bit of chatoyance there. That cat's eye. Only on that darker wood. The lighter wood doesn't have it. So that'd be the heartwood probably. Yeah, that's really nice. I love that. Love that wood. Alright, so we made two bowls out of that wood. And you can see where they would have gone together in one piece. So we might, if we sell these, we might sell those as a set. And then I've got a couple out of what I think is maple or box elder. which is a form of maple that we made. And these are just like little trinket bowls, something to put some change in, or some gumdrops or whatever, M&Ms. They're really not big enough for M&Ms. You need a bigger bowl than that for M&Ms. But just a little trinket bowl, conversation starter bowl. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Pear turned like cherry. It pretty much is like cherry. It's a little bit harder. This is a little bit harder than cherry I've worked with anyway. It smells almost, it has that fruity kind of smell to it. Polishes up like cherry. It's just a little bit different colors. Cherry's a little bit more reddish, maybe. Not a whole lot. Maybe more like this, less like that. The cherry is. But it's nice also. Cherry, apple, pear, they all kind of turn the same. So, all right. Thanks everybody for watching. We're going to be doing more of these. My daughter wants to do some craft fairs and see what she can do. She loves that kind of thing and talking to people and all that. So she said she wanted 100 of them. So we're going to see what we can do. I think I have till August or September. So we won't do it every live stream, but we'll do some. We'll make some tops. We'll do some yo-yos, whatever. So Pelado, you're going to go live. All right. I will watch. Everybody, if you can tune in to Pelado Creations, we will switch over to that. So thanks for coming in, everybody. 95 to go. What does that mean? 95 to go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I made 5. Okay. All right. A square yo-yo, Pat. Someday. All right. You're going to wear me down eventually. I will make it and send it to you. And I want to watch you on video use a square yo-yo. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Tune in to see more later. Probably not tomorrow. We'll be spending tomorrow with Mrs. Bailey and the kids and having a good time. So check us out next week. Have a good Mother's Day. Make sure you tell your mom you love her and you forgive her for being a jerk when you were young, which we all were. Or she should forgive you. Not you forgive her. You forgive her for being a jerk. No, you're sorry. Tell her you're sorry for all the things you did when you were young. That's what I meant to say. All right. We'll see you. Have a good evening and God bless.